Hey, what is up guys? Jay Burton here, and today I'm going to bring you the next part of my Boomkin PvP guide for 6.2.3 Part 2. This will be rotations in and out of burst and cooldown usage. Alright, before we get into that though, I feel like I need to talk about Star Surge and Starfall. So Star Surge and Starfall, they have 3 charges and they share them with each other. And Starfall is best used when it hits at least 3 targets. You should be using the Glyph of Untamed Stars. It's so your Starfall will hit everybody without dots, because they changed it in WD to where Starfall hits people only with dots. Because people in previous expansions were pulling entire rooms in PvE situations, so they added this change to it. It's kind of funny. So anyways, so I had Starfall and Star Surge. It's a single target ability and gives us a 30% damage increase to Starfire or a 30% damage increase to Wrath. 2 charges to Starfire, 3 charges to Wrath. So Star Surge for single target damage, Starfall for 3 plus target damage. And then remember, of course, as a Boomkin, in case you haven't played them yet, we have a balance bar. The closer you are to the moon side, the more damage you'll do with Starfire. And the closer you are to the sun, the more damage you'll do with Wrath. Okay, so let's actually go into normal rotation. The first thing you always want to do is start off with your dot. You always want to dot the target first, because over here, shooting stars, every time that dot does damage, you have a 5% chance to get another shooting stars proc, which is for Star Surge to Starfall. It's only on your most recently applied one though, so keep that in mind. And also with our 2 set piece, whenever we use Entangling Roots and it gets dispelled or broken, we will get another charge of Star Surge. This has a 15-second cooldown. So we can really be getting charges pretty easily. With that said, after you apply your dot, the next thing you want to do is use Star Surge. So this way we'll empower either our Starfire or our Wrath, and we just start getting good damage. In PvP, you really don't want to use Wrath or Starfire without an empowerment. We don't really have a lot of our downtime is spent differently than in PvE. In PvP, we'll be entangling roots people, cycloning people, healing teammates, kiting, and applying dots. So there's not a whole lot of time to even use damaging abilities without empowerment. So what I mean is, like for example, we'll start off here. Well, let me wait for it to go back to the middle here. So start off with our Moonfire, gonna Star Surge. Now we're gonna use 2 Starfires because we got 2 procs here from our empowerment, and boom. This is pretty nice. And now we're on our solar side. We use Star Surge, use some Wraths here. We got 3 charges, and boom. It's just like that. This is our out of burst cooldown rotation, or DPS rotation. Out of burst DPS rotation. Apply your dot. Use Star Surge to get either Starfire empowerment or Wrath empowerment, solar or lunar, and then use the affected spells, whether it's Wrath or Starfire. Very simple. Now let's go into burst. When you're bursting, we're going to be using 2 abilities, well 3 technically, but we're going to use 2. So we're going to use our Celestial Alignment, which is a 3-minute cooldown. It basically makes it where all of our spells benefit from the maximum lunar and solar empowerments, so they're going to be doing the maximum damage. I forgot to mention, on your balance bar up here, the closer you are to the sun, the more damage your Wrath will do, and the closer you are to the moon, the more damage your Starfire will do. Same with your dots. And Star Surge actually does more damage too if it's closer to the moon or the sun. So keep that in mind. But anyway, Celestial Alignment makes it where your spells benefit from the maximum damage, which your mastery increases the amount you benefit from this. And then you'll also do 20% more damage. So not only are we doing the maximum damage we can do from the Celestial Alignment on our balance bar, but we're doing a 20% damage increase as well. And our Moonfire and Sunfire apply the other effect. So we use 1 dot, both the dots will go on the target. This ability is insane. This is a huge burst ability. And then we also will have Incarnation. You should spec into this in my opinion. It's just a flat 15% damage increase, and it lasts for 30 seconds. Now, I'm not saying you have to take Incarnation, because you should ideally be using this glyph where you look like you're just, blue. That way, whenever you burst, it's harder to notice your celestial alignment. But whenever you pop Incarnation, you turn into a big boom chicken, and so people know when you're bursting. So, I mean, you could go solo the Forest, because this will also directly increase your celestial alignment burst. And Force of Nature still isn't bad too, because it provides some nice, CC. But just the amount of damage you can put out when you can stack Incarnation with your celestial alignment is crazy. So anyways, in the lower tier PvP things, you can use a burst macro to pop your Incarnation with your celestial alignment, but when you're getting into the higher ratings, you don't want to do that. You want to wait before you pop your celestial alignment. So, start off by popping your Incarnation, so you're really noticeable. You're in your big chicken form. People will immediately start CCing you, and this is what you want. You want to get the CCs out of the way, because this lasts for 30 seconds. Your Incarnation. So once they're done, CCing you a little bit, then pop your celestial alignment, because celestial alignment only lasts for 15 seconds, and this is where most of your burst comes from. It's kind of like in the higher ratings when you're versing a Feral Druid. They'll pop their Incarnation, but they don't pop their Berserk right away. They pop Incarnation to try to, like, okay, come CC me. What you got? Then, once the CCs are out of the way, they'll pop their Berserk and get the full effect. You don't want to be CC'd through celestial alignment. That's a no-no. So it's good to wait a little bit. And then you also, excuse me, you also want to pop your Nature's Vigil. This way, you're going to be hitting hard. You're going to be doing so much healing for your team. It's insane, the amount of healing this does when you're popping celestial alignment and Incarnation. Great abilities. And remember, this is a 1.5 minute cooldown, so try to purposely pop your Nature's Vigil when this comes off cooldown, because you can use it one more time before you can do your next big burst. So anyways, let me show you really what we do. It's very simple. So okay, first off, when you're bursting, regardless of the situation, you almost always want to Starfall. Even if you have a mage on your team, and there's polymorphs, you really want to Starfall. This is in your burst though. Outside your burst, do not Starfall to break polymorphs and hunter traps. Do not do that. But when you're bursting, it's so important, because you can do mass damage to the whole party, or to the whole enemy party. So we're going to use our burst macro, pop our Starfall, then dot everybody. Because remember, one dot applies both dots. So we're going to put dots on everybody, and then finish off with some Starfalls, or Starfires. Sorry, Starfires. So, burst, pop everything. We're going to dot people, cast our Stunfall, dot people. Okay, everybody's dotted. So now we're going to Starfire. Which, you also, you want to use your Star Surge to get the empowerment. And it's some big damage. So, just to recap really quick. When you decide you're going to go all out, pop your burst cooldowns, get dots on people, and cast your Starfall. So once those two things are accomplished, do a Star Surge so you can get an empowerment. Because remember, when you use Star Surge, your Starfire will get a 30% damage, empowerment. So that 30% damage increase stacked on top of Celestial Alignment, which is the 20% damage increase, and you're benefiting from the maximum, balance part of your bar here, and the Incarnation 15% damage increase. These are gigantic Starfires. Huge, and they hurt. So this way you're doing good AoE damage and single target damage. That is the burst. Pop your burst, get your Starfall, dot people, cast your Star Surge to get empowerment, and then use your spells that have empowerment. Boom, burst. Easy. Now, a beautiful thing, which I have not talked about yet, is our passive here, called Empowered Moonkin. Single target attacks against you in Moonkin form have a 15% chance to make your next damaging spell instant cast. Wow. This used to just make you do 15% more damage, like back in previous expansions. Now it's insane. When people DPS me, I love it. I love when people sit on me. Instant cast procs all the time. Boom, boom, boom. Especially if it's a melee. Oh, yeah. I usually hate melee sitting on me as a caster, but not as Boomkin. I welcome it. Everybody welcomes it, and you will rarely have people sitting on you. But if you get that moron who's just like, oh, look at caster, I'm gonna go kill it. It's great. Now, one thing, if you're versing another Boomkin, or just something to pay attention to, when a Boomkin goes in burst, when they pop their Celestial Alignment and they pop their Incarnation, you do not DPS them. You do not touch them. No, no, no. Especially if you're a rogue, like, oh, I'm going to go attack them. Oh, well. No. You're going to be giving them so many instant cast Starfires, they're going to kill you in like 4 seconds. It is crazy. It's funny because Boomkins are one of like the least targetable classes. Because you do damage to them, they do more damage back. Boomkins are usually CC targets, but the beautiful part is you can't polymorph them. They're immune to polymorphs and hexes. So you gotta CC them other ways, and there's not that many other ways other than cycloning and stunning, blinding. To be honest, Boomkin is an underrated class in my opinion. It's a very, very good class. Okay, that's the burst. Now, in terms of our defensive, we only have one, Bark Skin. That's okay, we don't get attacked that much, so it's okay. Reduces damage taken by 20%, plus you should have a glyph, reduced chance to be critically hit by 25%. This lasts 12 seconds. You don't want to waste this. If somebody pops Incarnation, Wings, any other big, like 2 to 3 minute cooldown, this can negate their effect, and it's only a 1 minute cooldown. Also, if your healer is CC'd and you're getting, pretty low, pop it, but let your healer know. Always call out when you don't have a Bark Skin. They really need to know that. Because you can prevent them from wasting a CC with a Bark Skin. But just communicate it. And of course we also have Solar Beam. Usually it's best to be used with Entangling Roots, like on a healer. Because you can, let's say you and a mage are not killing a healer. I like to say mage because I feel like mage works best with Boomkin. But I mean, there's many comps. It's a common one. So like mage is polymorphing them, and then you're cycloning them, and then you can chain it with the nice Entangling Roots into Solar Beam. I mean, it's really good CC combos there. But you don't have to use Entangling Roots. You can wait. It's a 1 minute cooldown, and you can just drop it just to interrupt one spell really quick. I don't recommend that, but sometimes you need to. And Fairy Swarm, don't forget to keep this on rogues and stealthies and people you just want to slow down, but mostly stealthies. Keep reapplying this to a rogue and you will piss off the other team. I think that's all I wanted to talk about. Wild Mushrooms, don't forget to use these. 50% reduction when people move through them. Keep these around your healer too, like around a pillar, and then you just keep kiting around them. Really nice. Okay, that's all I got, guys. If you did enjoy the video, hit that like button. Maybe even subscribe. That'd be cool. And I think I'll be doing some monk videos next. Alright guys, take care.